outlets reported sexual harassment allegations against Democrat freshman Reuben Key One. The House of Representatives Committee on Ethics began an investigation. Well, here are the results. A 170-page report that includes text messages and photos from 3 women who were required to work with Key One over the years, who say he sexually harassed them by touching, kissing, and repeatedly making advances toward them. So the committee is part of their foundation today, making their findings that he made, quote, persistent and unwanted advances toward women who were required to interact with him as part of their professional responsibilities, end quote. So that's a violation of 2 different parts of the House's Code of Conduct. One was a staff member of a Washington, D.C.-based firm that worked on Key One's re-election campaign. Another was a campaign staff member in 2016. The third was a lobbyist, while Key One was a state senator. So here are some examples of what we are talking about. In this first one here, a shirtless photo to a lobbyist saying he'd rather be doing this, hanging out in a pool. The lobbyist responds, well, she'd rather be doing whatever it is they were talking about before that as well. Now here he acknowledges with this big number, over 4 million, that the women had been rebuffing his advances, that she told him no over 4 million times. And in this text thread over here on the right, Key One tells a woman to come to his office. She replies she's busy and that if he needs help, to get some extra help from a temp agency. He replies by laughing and then says he wants to make out with her on his desk, to which she replies with a grossed out emoji and says no thanks. So Key One has largely denied these allegations, but in an apology that he sent this afternoon through his chief of staff, a statement to us, he said, quote, "It saddens me greatly to think that I made any women feel that way due to my own immaturity and overconfidence. I extend my sincere apologies to each of these women," end quote. The full statement and the full report are available on LasVegasNow.com. More to come at 6 o'clock. Back over to you.
All right, Patrick, it is a problem that 8 News Now has been digging into all week. A spike in violent crimes involving youth in our community.
After a spate of deadly shootings involving teens, we have reached out to authorities, local leaders, and community organizations to find out what's being done to get young, violent criminals off of our streets. Tonight,
8 News Now reporter Karen Castro is looking into what happens after young suspects are arrested, and also the resources available to help turn their lives around. Karen?
Denise and Brian, every case is different depending on age, crime, and prior referrals to the juvenile justice system. Now, in a deadly road rage shooting, police released this video of 2 suspects involved. They are believed to be between ages 18 and 22. At this age, of course, they are considered adults. Meanwhile, a crowd of mourners gathered for a vigil after the shooting death of 16-year-old Lamadre Harris. Police are still looking for the suspect, but if the shooter is 16 years old or older, per state law, they will be charged as an adult. And in the murder of 11-year-old Angie Edivis, the underage suspects seen in this disturbing video were automatically sent to the adult system, while authorities are seeing an uptick in youth committing crime. Overall, the number of referrals to the juvenile justice system have dropped over the last few years.
Hi, state your name.
The Department of Juvenile Justice Services is graduating its latest class of probation officers. These men and women will be directly working with young criminals who are not sent to youth camps or the adult system.
I just want to be a part of the community and help those who, like our director mentioned, are disenfranchised.
Between 2013 and 2017, there was a 15% dip in the number of youth referred to the Juvenile Justice Services. There was also a decrease of 12% in the number of youth with prior referrals during the same period.
We've seen a consistent reduction since 1996.
Director of the Juvenile Justice Services, Jack Martin, admits there has been a recent spike in violent crime, but says it's nothing new.
This is not a new phenomenon. I think the news likes to portray it as a new phenomenon, but the reality is unfortunately, that's a part of society and has been a part of our society for a long time.
Martin says in their ongoing efforts to keep reducing youth crime, they are launching a new system next February that will connect them to the courts and youth camps in order to keep detailed profiles of kids in the juvenile justice system. This will allow them to get a better idea of what's working and what's not.
We're struggling to keep track of the data. The data is tough. I mean, we get 14,000 referrals a year. So keeping track of those referrals and not having data systems that talk to each other, we're having typical difficulties keeping track of good, clean data.
The department does keep count of how many referrals a youth has. In 2017, 37% had none. On average, juvenile court judge William Boy says kids arrested for violent crimes have had 3 prior low-level referrals. But with the recent spike,
They have no prior referrals. They don't have a truancy citation. And that's what's kind of scary, because they never touched our system. And the first time they come to our system, they're coming in a very violent case, very violent crime.
Now, Judge Voice says they don't keep track of how many youth in the juvenile justice system reoffend as adults, but it's something they are hoping to incorporate in the new system, launching again in February. Brian?
Karen, thanks. The Clark County School District wants students and parents to know that threatening phone calls made to several schools today were deemed not credible. School police still investigating who placed the calls, which sent multiple schools into a hard lockdown as a precaution. The impacted schools were Bendorf Elementary, Mojave High School, Ober and Rourke Elementary, as well as Variety School.
48-year-old Matthew Phelps has been identified as the victim of a deadly motorcycle crash on Desert Inn not too far from Nellis last night. Police say he was hit by a car after it failed to give him the right-of-way at a stop sign. Shortly after the crash, Metro posted this video on their Facebook page, urging drivers to slow down and be aware of their surroundings on the road.
Las Vegas, I'm on the scene of another fatal collision. This one, like many others, is involving a failed yield right-of-way to a motorcyclist. This will mark the 122nd fatal collision of the year. And these are all lives that could have been saved. And all of these fatal collisions are preventable. Las Vegas, we're asking all of you to share with your friends and family to slow down, look before you pull out from an intersection, and we're asking all of you so that we can try to prevent any more fatals from happening the rest of the holiday season.
North Las Vegas has its first female police chief. Today, city manager Ryan Juden announced Pamela Ojeda has been promoted from assistant chief to head of the department. She is a 23-year North Las Vegas police veteran who is also the city's first female police captain and assistant chief. Ojeda is taking over as North Las Vegas is seeing such a rise in violent crimes involving younger people. A 16-year-old was shot and killed earlier this week near Legacy High School. Back in September, a Canyon Springs student was shot and killed on campus. And of course, earlier this month, an 11-year-old girl was shot and killed by gang members in what police say was a case of mistaken identity.
Well, today, President Trump awarded the nation's highest civilian honor to Las Vegas's own Miriam Adelson. She's the wife of GOP mega donor Sheldon Adelson. President Trump touted Mrs. Adelson's medical career and contributions to various Jewish organizations. The Presidential Medal of Honor is awarded to individuals who have made a significant cultural impact or great contributions to the U.S. or the world.
Downtown Summerlin is kicking off the holidays a little bit early this year.
Tonight, they are lighting up the streets with the debut of a brand new holiday parade and the arrival of Santa Claus. Chief Meteorologist Ted Florendo is there with a closer look and a first look at our forecast tonight. Ted?
Hey guys, good afternoon to you. You know it's Christmas, or at least the holidays, when downtown Summerlin is getting ready for the holidays with their annual holiday parade. But this year, it's different. We want to show you just how long it's going to be. Of course, starts down at the bottom of the street, works its way over. It's 2 blocks long, but these are big, long blocks, okay? And of course, we have everybody lined up here already getting ready for the show that debuts at 6 o'clock. We want to show you your forecast because right now it's rather chilly, so if you're going to be out and about, I do not recommend shorts because once that sun goes down, temps are quite cool. Look at the numbers outside right now. Winds stay light. That's the good news, right? And we have partly cloudy skies that will start to clear out even more as the evening progresses. Here's your evening planner now. Notice will clear out. Temperatures will stay in those 50s and chilly at times. Wind speeds again stay nice and light. Back live now. The parade doesn't start till 6 o'clock, but it's free and open to the public, so come on down and check it out for yourself. I'm told it's going to snow here in downtown Summerlin. Reporting live, Ted Florendo, 8 News Now. Back to you.
Ted, talking snow and Christmas means that football's coming close to an end in terms of high school. Just 3 weeks left in the high school football season. And
the cream of the crop in the Valley is trying to make this November to remember. John Treach joining us now live over at Bishop Gorman tonight. Hi, John.
Brian, Denise, and then there were 6. 6 teams remaining, and 4A Nevada still vying for a state championship. Arborview and Faith Lutheran are battling up north, Liberty and Green Valley and Henderson. And here at Bishop Gorman, Foothill comes to town to take on the champs. I'm joined right now by one of the best offensive linemen in the country, Bo Wilson. And Bo, you talk about this amazing opportunity for a 10th straight title for your program. What's that mean?
It's huge for us. I know we have the longest state championship streak in the country right now, so it's huge for us. I've grown up watching Gorman football, so it'll be a great accomplishment. And I was joking with my dad already. If we win, we're going to get shirts, Decade of Dominance.
Decade of Dominance, no doubt. And you got a blank state. What's this mean?
when we got these from Coach Kenny, we were saying we're going to fill in our own story for the state this year. We have a whole bunch of doubters this year, and so we got these shirts to remind us that this is our state, and we're going to fill it in through our own playoff run.
Awesome, and Bo, you got the flow that says champion written all over it. Yeah, congratulations, my man. And they take on Foothill tonight. We'll have highlights coming up at 11. Reporting live from Bishop Gorman, John Treach, 8 Sports Now.
Bo is a big boy, John, maybe a future Raider. Great news for Raiders fans. Initially, Sunday's game was not set to air on Channel 8, but local fans of our future Las Vegas Raiders have been heard. You will now be able to watch the Raiders take on the Arizona Cardinals right here on Channel 8. Game time is set for Sunday at 1 o'clock. And coming up next on 8 News Now, it is the largest government surplus auction of the entire year.
We'll tell you where you can score some great deals on cars, jewelry, computers, and a whole lot more coming up after the break.
We're at MJBizCon right now, and there are all things marijuana here, but coming up we're going to show you all about those products and companies that are geared more towards an aging population.
Low-cost car insurance. You're watching the Valley's news leader with Brian Loftus, Denise Valdez, and Ted Florendo. This is 8 News Now at 5.
This year's largest cannabis conference in the entire world comes to an end today after a week of marijuana professionals sharing some ideas and products.
8 News Now reporter Darlene Melendez spoke with some of those pot experts and brings us more on the customer base that just keeps on growing.
Good evening. Well, clearly there are tons of options here at MJBizCon for people in the marijuana industry, but along with these growing options, there's also a growing customer base, and that's made up of baby boomers.
Yeah, there's a lot of people still smoke the flower, but...
Dana Shockett is the president and CEO of O2 Vape. Her company sells vape hardware to consumers.
They're very discreet, they're small. We have even smaller ones than this.
Small in size, but the vape pen's customer base keeps growing larger, especially amongst one demographic, baby boomers.
And the baby boomers, as we are getting a little bit older, a little bit more aches and pains.
That word is spreading through the senior community that cannabis is a potential solution that could be so much more both effective and healthy.
Cassandra Farrington is the founder and CEO of Marijuana Business Daily. She attributes the rising number of baby boomers using cannabis products to their experience using traditional pain prescriptions.
They have seen what some of the current available painkillers and just inflammatory options and other things that are available through traditional pharmacopoeia.
Cannabis use is also getting more popular with a specific pocket of baby boomers, veterans.
That may not have a physical wound, so there's been a lot of studies with the CBDs and stuff like that helping them as well.
Shockett hopes as time goes on, more people will seek the benefits.
And a lot of those benefits not possible for many people because any sorts of stigmas that are still attached to marijuana. But you can find a special report on an organization that we found here at MJBizCon that's committed to removing that stigma. That's on our website, LasVegasNow.com. Reporting from MJBizCon, Darlene Melendez, 8 News Now.
Well, it's that time of year again. Tomorrow is the largest government surplus auction of the entire year. Location is Stephanie, right near Flamingo. If you want to write it down on your phone, it is 4320 Stephanie Street, just off East Flamingo Road, right near Dogs Fancier Park. 8 News Now anchor Christiane Klein was there for the last day of previews and joins us now live with a look.
Well, Brian, this is the third and last Clark County government auction of the year, and it's expected to be the biggest. The first two this year brought in $4.4 million for the government agencies that take part. Now, today was the last day to preview the items. People were out there testing engines and cars and taking a look at what the county has to offer this round. This auction has approximately 435 vehicles and 1,100 miscellaneous property lots, including items from McCarran's Lost and Found like jewelry, tablets, and laptop computers.
We have everything from motorcycles, hybrid sedans, old police units, SUVs, pickup trucks, work trucks. There's even a big cherry picker bucket truck sitting over there. And miscellaneous property, if you need some coffee pots, a pallet full of cleats, furniture, and things such as that, we have it all.
Now, if you didn't have time to go out today, you can head out to the auction tomorrow. It starts at 8 a.m. It's going to go until every item you're seeing here is sold. They say that's usually around 4 p.m. But you must register to bid, so make sure you do that if you plan on taking part. You can also register to bid online at TNTAuction.com. We've posted the link on our website, LasVegasNow.com. And if you register online to bid in the vehicle auction, you must bid online. Miscellaneous items will be sold only in the live auction tomorrow. Back to you guys.